was not optimistic about the necessary documentation being granted in time for the new academic year. He says they had no communication from the ministry either. On Saturday, Gatsby Dolly says discussions have already begun with the Ministry of National Security for granting permits to migrant students to legally enter public schools. In news abroad, at least 7 people are dead after a gang opened fire on a church-led protest in a suburb of Haiti's capital on Saturday. According to a local human rights group, hundreds of people gathered by a Christian church and followed its leader in Canaan, a northern suburb of the capital of Port-au-Prince, and rallied against gun violence when a local gang opened fire with machine guns. The number of people killed is uncertain. However, the human rights director, Gideon Jean, is fearful that that number is going to be high. Human rights leader Gideon Jean also says there's a double responsibility to be established. Responsibility on the pastor who took the people to that butchery and the judicial and police authorities who had not prevented this from happening. In the weather forecast today, expect long sunny periods which will be interrupted by 1 or 2 brief passing showers. Mostly fair conditions will persist during the night time despite a few showers, mainly after midnight. Sunrise this morning was at 5:53 a.m. and will set at 6:15 p.m. Seas will be slight, waves in open waters will be up to 1.3 meters, and in sheltered areas expect them to be smooth. Temperatures should rise to 32 degrees Celsius and drop to 26 degrees Celsius.
That was your 5:55 a.m. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
It's time to relive the journey. Elegant Promotions presents DJ Darrell in concert on Saturday, 5th August. The Police Mess is going to be transformed. He is taking you through the journey of Atlantis, Party Time, Upper Level Club, straight to the Treasure Queen. Special guest DJ, Chris Boy. Presenters include Ezel, Kevin Baker, and Antics The Experience. Tickets for DJ Darrell in concert is available at Sensational Sammy Seafood Plus Arima, Crosby St. James, Diamonds by Sierra, High Street San Fernando, the Jackson Street Car Wash in Peterborough, and at the Police Mess. For more information, call 748-5052 for one night only. Come and experience DJ Darrell in full concert mode. Powered by Sensational Sammy Sound Company.
If you feel it,
You can't afford to miss this one. See you there.
Man, woman, girl, and boy, feel the CPL joy from every nation in the Caribbean. It's larger than life. We're building legends in these Caribbean nations. We're all in. It's CPL time. It's passion, pumping in our hearts. It's love for the game. Tap on their body parts. Part of who we are. This is unity. We're all in across the Caribbean. We're all in. Republic Bank, title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
May I have your attention, please?
On Wednesday, August 30th, Umoja brings to you a brand new event to East Trinidad. A night of legends under the stars. Under the stars. Center of Excellence from 9 p.m. featuring the musical legend. The musical legend. The massive Dr. Ha, Ishmael the Demolition Man, Teddy Muhammad straight out from New York City, beats by Robin, Maggie the Magnificent Sound, Dr. Shaker out of New York City, DJ Dex and the Star Child.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume.
Live performances by Jar Melody. Prizes for the best dress, bottle specials, door prizes, and VIP packages. Tickets cost
$200 early birds.
more. 104.7 FM is the official station for A Night of Legend Under the Stars. The night before the holiday, Wednesday, August 30th. Center of Excellence for Legends are coming.
Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide & Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, and the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 4 convenient locations, feel free to call us or visit us at Port of Spain, 623-4906, Cuba, 636-2435, San Fernando, 610-5062, and Point Fortin, 610-9200. With full funeral packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide & Son Funeral Services today. David Guide & Son Funeral Services. Distinctive, not expensive.
Coming soon to Siparia.
Sheltec Electronics, Capital Plaza, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain. So you're looking for the best prices in gaming products? Come on down and visit Sheltec Electronics, the gamer's paradise. Get the latest PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch system. Games and accessories. Apple Stream, Roblox cards. Available. Daily clearance items up to 70% off. Pre-order new releases and save 15%. Come on, visit us online at sheltechelectronics.com. Cash in on the bargain. Sheltec Electronics, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain, 627-3757. Cash in on those bargains now.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in here with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with 0 down, longer repayment terms, and low interest rates. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear-up. Conditions apply.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd, or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
Welcome to M&M Pharmacy. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket in Sangre Chiquito, Sangre Grande. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth.
That's right. The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruca, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Let the good times start till the crew pull up.
KFC there, babe.
KFC have our best deal for us. Good vibes non-stop. Make together better. KFC Mega 6 delicious 6 pieces and 3 sides for only $105. When we're together, make it better. KFC Mega 6 pieces, golden brown and 3 sides. Food for great times, yeah.
Make together better with KFC Mega 6. 6 pieces of delicious chicken and 3 regular sides for only $105. Get yours now.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 756-8401. That's 756-8401.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Father God, it's me again. Father God, it's me, your son again. Father, I know them a blow breath in a man. Warm today, go this time. Father God, I make them fight me so hard. I lucky things to me no coward. I lucky thing me put me trust in the Lord. Them want me for dead in the mag like dog. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No make them get no reward. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No. You see them sit down and a fight against me thing. Me laugh. I see him with Judas and him friend them did fight against the king. Read the Psalms and realize I know nobody them. Them a try set me up with this body them. Successful life that I bother them. Power up and kill the snake on the ladder them. Father God, I make them fighting so hard. I lucky things to me no coward. A lucky thing me put me trust in the Lord. Them want me for dead in the mag like dog. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No make them get no reward. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. Yeah. Everybody know I see a gully man from Mafi make it out. So gully man turn. Them a put me in a dark, make me holy lantern. From the gully woodhouse to me holy mansion. Can't take the visa, them can't do no sanction. Now everywhere me go I stand in ovation. Jaja Pitney never lose in no occasion. Them know me, the new innovation. Hey, Father God, I make them fighting so hard. Lucky things to me no coward. A lucky thing me put me trust in the Lord. Father God, no make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No, Father God, no make none of them get no reward. Father God, no make them get the reward. Father, calling God again. It's me again. It's me again. Father, yeah. Father God, I make them fight me so hard. A lucky things to me no coward. A lucky thing me put me trust in the Lord. Them want me for dead in the mag like dog. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No make them get no reward. No make the hope you walk at them get no reward. No.
Government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is the Ground Report. I am here. My name is Koff, and we await the host, Lennox Smith. You know, Mikey K, as well. So, welcome everyone. Good morning to the Ground Report family as well. On Real Media TT, we have Matilda Rhodes, Premraj, Bajanath, Haviza, Alan Hercules, Saber, and Gani as well. Bix, Showen. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you guys having a good morning as well.
When his ecstasy allowed him some moment, he danced wild.
We have some news for you guys this morning. 48-hour wait for water. Emergency repairs to the Caroni treatment plant were completed before daybreak on Sunday, but some residents may have to wait another 48 hours. Denise loses cancer battle. Questions for government on road repairs. Cashier rescued from fiery end. Tragic end to bar line. I hope you guys are enjoying the mantra that's playing in the background as well, you know.
As he was the first one, the
we await our host. I'm gonna play a song for you guys as well. Carmen Gandhi is saying no water in Central.
lasted for years on end. Curious onlookers melted away. Only 7 seekers
Good morning, guys.
remain.
Yeah, 48 hours, no water. A lot of people had no water.
In its full depth and damage.
I also have for you guys as well. Khadija Amin gives parents she's advising the government to give parents school grants.
Bad roads, no internet connectivity, and high costs of living are some of the main impediments for parents in rural communities identified by the opposition UNC to ensuring that children's educational needs are met. According to MP Khadija Amin, with the new academic year 1 week away, factors such as bad roads add to the financial burden of sending children to school.
The school transportation is a serious issue, particularly in rural areas. There are many roads that have collapsed, and the government has refused to repair those roads, and it affects the cost of school transportation, it affects access to schools, and so there are children whose parents have to pay much more to get their children in school.
She says studies have shown that many children are dropping out of school to take up menial jobs in an effort to supplement the family's income. This, she stresses, severely compromises their chances to further their education.
The number one reason students in Trinidad and Tobago identify as their reason for dropping out of school is to support their families, to support younger children, to support the income in the home. And it means that their ability to provide, the family's ability to provide basic necessities for these children is not there.
She says the opposition firmly believes that education is the key out of poverty, out of crime, and out of violence, and the government needs to pump resources into ensuring all children across all areas can equally access an education.
We call on the government to immediately give school grants to parents of children in need so that they can provide uniforms, books, school shoes, and other necessities for children to return to school.
Speaking on the issue of integrating migrant children into the public school system, MP Amin says it is something the opposition has always advocated for. But what is needed is adequate resources for schools that are already under strain to now meet the needs of both the local and migrant student populations.
We are concerned that they are only treating with a small margin and that the real problem with thousands of migrants and migrant children would not be addressed. Even the situation when they come here, how they are treated, we will not get to properly deal with that if we do not acknowledge. And if Keith Rowley, as a Prime Minister, does not acknowledge this humanitarian crisis in neighboring Venezuela.
Cindy Raghubatika Singh, TV6 News.
Yes, I would like to hear you guys' opinions on that, you know. A lot of bad roads and stuff for the children and their parents when they're going to school and whatnot, you know.
Unfathomable mysteries of the universe. A most overwhelming vision the sages and Devi Parvati had ever witnessed.
Barry saying, what is the UNC plans for employment for the people? Well, you know, you can't depend on the UNC for that as well, to be honest, because I mean, you can just go out and get a job. I mean, don't be complaining to some, you know, party about employment and whatnot, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of jobs for people. You just have to find them. And you know, with the PNM in power, it's gonna be difficult, of course. You know, they're stopping everything. I'm gonna play a song for you guys while I put together some stuff, right?
Love yours. Love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. Heart beating fast, let it know that he alive. Fake victims, mad snakes in the grass, let it know that he arrived. Don't be sleeping on your level, cause it's beauty in the struggle. Beauty, goes for all y'all. It's beauty in the struggle. Beauty. Yeah. It's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. Hear my words and listen to my signal of distress. I grew up in the city and know sometimes we had less. Compared to some of my niggas down the block, man, we were blessed. And life can't be no fairy tale, no once upon a time. But I be right there if a nigga don't be trying. So tell me, mama, please, why you be drinking all the time? Does all the pain he brought you still linger in your mind? Cause pain still lingers on mine. On the road to riches, listen, this is what you find. The good news is, you came a long way. The bad news is, you went the wrong way. Think being broke was better. A life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Think being broke was better. Life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. For what's money without happiness? Or hard times without the people you love? Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next. I ask for strength from the Lord up above, cause I've been strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good, and touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons cause they always inviting more. Think being broke was better. Now I don't mean that phrase with no disrespect to all my out there living in debt. Cashing minimal checks, turn on the TV, see a nigga Rolex, and fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean this sincerely, and as in who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to lose. I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but you feel me. Long as the people in that motherfucker love you dearly. Always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got. Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a that's better out there on the tours, but you ain't never gonna be happy till you love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing, no such thing. Heart beating fast, let it know that he alive. Fake bitches, mad snakes in the grass, let it know that he arrived.
Okay, we're gonna pay some bills and be right back.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
What goes in is a local something. It's a it's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that makes us savor at the Royal Castle. Welcome the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all this better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
Sheltec Electronic, Capital Plaza, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port Speed. So you're looking for the best prices in gaming products? Come on down and visit Sheltec Electronics, the Gamer's Paradise. Get the latest PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch system. Games and accessories, Apple Stream, Roblox cards available. Daily clearance items up to 70% off. Pre-order new releases and save 15%. Come on, visit us online at sheltechelectronics.com. Cash in on the bargain. Sheltec Electronics, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port Speed. 627-3757. Cash in on those bargains now.
Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide & Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, and the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 4 convenient locations, feel free to call us or visit us at Port of Spain, 623-4906, Couva, 636-2435, San Fernando, 610-5062, and Point Fortin, 610-9200. With full funeral packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide & Son Funeral Services today. David Guide & Son Funeral Services. Distinctive, not expensive.
On Wednesday, August 30th, Omoja Promotions presents Legends Under the Stars.
Legends Under the Stars.
For one night only, come experience a musical journey like none other. The night before the holiday, Wednesday, August 30th, we gather at Center of Excellence for all genres of music from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Y'all ready?
The DJs who rule with the baddest mixes, the baddest mixtapes, and the mature styling of the country's hottest DJs for the last 2 decades. Featuring, he is coming back for Legends of the Stars, Teddy Muhammad, Dr. Hyde, Star Trial, Ishmael the Demolition Man, Maggie, the Magnificent Sound, Beats by Robin, and out of New York City, special guest Dr. Shaker, MC for the night, none other than yours truly. It's going down, Center of Excellence, August 30th, Wednesday. You don't want to miss out as we celebrate independence with our own icon DJs for one night only. Legends of the Stars, Center of Excellence. Be there. Be there. Be there.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd, or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
So you need a big prize, big money too. One thing that you could do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch. You could be an instant millionaire or win 10 grand a month for 20 years. Get a nice payday each and every month or win a best ride and park it in front. Buy a combo with money for total. Be a winner, you know what to do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch, yeah.
Visit any NLCB lottery center and scratch that today to win instantly. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secure parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Looking
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinity to the bone. KFC, TNT is home. They gonna down 50 strong every line anytime. Trinity to the bone. KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trinity. It's TNT that make this singer. KFC, TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be. Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 756-8401. That's 756-8401.
Central on Wednesday, August 30th, the night before the holiday. Kirby Sports Bar and Lounge, Main Road, Chase Village, Iguana says, come celebrate our independence. The old school General Grant will be in the house. Party all night with House DJ Maxman. Drink specials, cocktails, hookers, and cutters all night long. Ladies celebrating your national colors. Red, white, or black. Prize for the best dressed outfit. Don't miss out. So night before the holiday. Wednesday, August 30th. Come celebrate our independence at Kirby's Bar and Lounge. Main Road, Chase Village, Iguana. See there.
Beats by Robin and Self Promotion presents Brunch and Mix. Sunday, 24th September, Republic Day, at San Carlos Estate, Tumpuna Road South. Brunch and Mix. Stay tuned for more info.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
And annoying me in the intervening period. And you know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who's starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much. I was going to the Oval one evening and I stopped as it was drizzling and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which wasn't my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle I was in, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called the Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago? Election or no election. And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this and I had done that, and the Ground Report. They want to know what the plan is? The plan is to put an end to this.
Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Nice. Let me say very thanks to Director Cuff for making sure and hold the fort, making everything possible. Thanks so much. But we must say thanks to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for doing just that. I must say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Good morning to you. To all senior citizens, good morning to you. To the physically challenged disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister Isle, Tobago. Good morning to you, Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
Listen, let me tell you this. The present PNM leadership either weak or don't understand politics.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness. And you're not the only one who haven't been seeing me. My wife is saying the same thing too.
Nice. Everyone, Dr. Rowley, everybody. Sharon and Senior. Diego Martin and Senior. Sawo and Senior. Arima not Senior. Tunapuna not Senior. St. Augustine not Senior. Toko not Senior. Grandi Valencia not Senior. Labre Point 14. Not only your wife ain't senior, you know. The people of Trinidad and Tobago ain't senior too. Nice, nice. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers, listeners, haters. Must tell haters good morning, man. most importantly to all stakeholders, patriots, Trinbagonians, people that will put their God and their family first before the race, religion, and politics that is destroying Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, yes, it is what it is. It has been a long weekend. And I know my co-host, Lennox Smith, is urgent. His tongue is biting. I'm sorry he wasn't the one to start. I like to, when he start, he must talk till 7. I just hear it. He voiced this, start to get dip a little bit. Then, you know, he throat, they start to dry. You know, and then the big words and them, they start to drown the throat a little more. And then all of a sudden they started to make excuses and telling Ole are just holding on for Andy. I want to answer calls. He want calls Ole. Yeah, he want them lining up and you know. Yeah. I'm a partner, Lennox Smith. Oh boy. You just say you're doing my wickedness and I feel you're doing my disrespect. But I'm glad I get to talking about God, man. Well, he must so long for. I say, but use a big word, man. The people and them say, not me at all. I will never say that. My co-host will like to talk plenty at all. The people they say so, but I know he don't because always see him when he bawling for me. Wait, Andy boy. Wait. Yes. So my co-host Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. What's on the headliners? It have been a long weekend. Don't give them your thoughts or nothing like that for now. Get them the headliners. Let me hear what's going on. How many people dead? Where is the PNM papers and them saying this morning? Sometimes Robert Amaro they stalk various things, which that's why I always tell people of Trinidad and Tobago, no, use this forum to make news. You see the things that you believe supposed to make news, and it's not. Use it, man. Use it. Yeah, but don't come with the stupidness and them kind of stupidness with some people who come with it. Like Miss Santa Cruz, like we good friend Mr. Tunapuna, like researcher, and not only that, like the average person, which I'm gonna make an interview this morning here, that feeling it just like you, just feeling it just like me. The exception of them big boys, like them don't feel it at all. Them have them have the government, man. Lennox Smith, oh boy. I think he may have
yes indeed, my friend. Yes, my friend. I hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear, but I think he may have it's about 10 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. You know, see how much you could fit in a 15 minutes, 10 minutes based on, you know, current affairs. But thanks so much for being there, man.
I think the people out there are waiting and raring and capable and able to go. So therefore, all I will do is be as compendious as possible. Meaning, of course, very brief as possible. That being as it may, a morning to everybody, East, West, North, South, Central, and Trinidad. Our friends in Tobago and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, this is the Monday edition, the first day of the week for the Ground Report. Andy, Mikey, and myself at your service. That being as it may, South lawyers write CJ on closure of San Fernando Supreme Court. That speaks for itself, of course. Amin hits PNM on migrant children, local government reform. Yes, indeed. Of course, Amin being one of the deputy political leaders of the UNC. A businessman wants answers on firearm license applications. Yes, indeed. People are now emboldened. They want their firearms license process expedited, all in the hands of the Commissioner of Police, and therefore action they are in need of. Home invasion.
Very good, Lennox. go too fast at all. That's good. Everything nice. Now let's go to the next one and give you the explanation and thing. You don't have to run.
Teaching Service Commission ordered to provide information to teacher unfolding incident that has taken place between the Teaching Service Commission and teachers. Of course, Kamala Mons, Gafu and Anthony, of course, Gafu, former judge, and Anthony, of course, that very prolific writer. He has died all in the 80s, I believe. And of course, don't forget Denise Plummer as well must be added to that list. Duke tells THA address the needs of Tobagonians. Fair enough. Of course, Denise Plummer has died. Yes, indeed. Blood flows on trail of a missing $1 million cocaine shipment. Very harrowing situation there. Man killed in St. Madeleine. State to compensate ex-cameraman for assault. Very good situation here. Something that people should learn from. Trini finalists in Mr. Gay Great Britain competition. Health Minister cut down on doubles fast foods.
Oh my gosh, what do you mean by that?
Cut down on doubles
Lennox,
fast food.
Always say to ask. So what the health minister mean by cut down on doubles and just use that as an aspect, and say cut down on KFC, cut down on Subway, cut down on Starbucks, cut down, but he said what? To cut down on doubles.
Yeah,
and
fast food.
Yeah, fast food.
Fast food.
And in fast food, he didn't say the 1% and them. He didn't call the 1% thing. He called the poor people thing. Doubles, eh?
Yeah, use a generic term. Use a generic term for those specific items you refer to, but of course specify doubles. And you're quite right. I think whether advertently or inadvertently, whether subconsciously or unconsciously, I think he would have, as per usual, unexpected, generate another faux pas, because he could have said that just use the term fast foods and done away with that, because if you want to put doubles in the category of fast foods, fine. But to specify doubles and not say Kentucky, not say Royal Castle, not say those other, what I consider to be items where you go extremely with a high degree, a high content of fat, and contributing, of course, to diabetes and other what I consider to be non-communicable disease, then he would have done an injustice to himself, and indeed that of course, and he may also do a bad. He have made a bad, let's say, faux pas once again, because of course when people like Motley and they come to Trinidad, and foreigners, they always like to go first to the double stand. So I don't know, they don't take them to any one of those fast food outlets, but they go certainly to a double stand. So I don't know if he is trying to downgrade or trying to reduce the should I say the viability of certain businesses who engage, of course, in the specialization of doubles as one of the delicacies of Trinidad and Tobago. But that is another matter for the public to extrapolate.
Nice. This is my Lennox, man. Yeah. This is my Lennox. It have two other headlines that you run through earlier that, yes, it songs, but it didn't really go through it. But all right, if I remember the two that you touched on, I will just give you a reminder. But go through and at least go in a little for the people, man. At least for we to have an idea.
Well, of course, we have three more that I think we should look at headline wise. Of course, more signs of student stress. I think that is an important one. Is a human.
Very good, and we will love to hear your editorial on that and whatever else.
A human issue, yes. Martinez arrests crime, and of course Parias CEO to give update on final report. I think those are the three that I would want to conclude with. Any one of them you would like me to elaborate on, I have no difficulty. You were mentioning two that you said I mentioned earlier.
Both. On the three that you mentioned, you elaborate on it, you talk to the people, whoever, and then we will open the lines after. But you go ahead.
Well, yes. Well, Martinez, of course, arrests crime. Well, former and outgoing mayor of Port of Spain. He wants the authorities to address the question of crime. Well, what's new? Who doesn't? Andy, and you too, and ordinary people, because
everybody,
we are living,
everybody.
Yes, we are living in a Russian roulette environment where anyone at any time, in any place, could be a victim of crime, and therefore, whether you call it collateral damage or not, the fact of the matter is that home invasion is a reality in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, we have robberies, we have, of course, larceny, we have not just home invasions, but you have breaking and entering and all of the other situations. In fact, I understand now that the murder rate is 300 and in the 80s. I cannot tell you if it's the early 80s or the late 80s, but the fact is that is over 380 and counting. Of course, and the question of the Parias CEO to give update on final report, but that has to do with respect to the Commission of Inquiry into that very tragic occasion where several divers lost their lives. But I think a very beautiful point that emerged from this whole exercise is that one of the victims' wife became, of course, a candidate in the local government elections, and she said in uncertain terms that she was inspired by, of course, her deceased husband. And I think that is a story that we need to, not just recognize, but understand that out of the ashes comes a very, let's say, human story. You can consider it a phoenix, where, of course, she has risen to the challenge of a local government, and now is in fact a local government councillor in one of the southern regional corporations. I think that is something that we will be addressing in the future, and monitoring her progress to see how she is serving her burgesses. More signs of student stress. Well, of course, that has to do with not coming out of COVID alone, but the stress of exams in general. And of course, sometimes the authorities do things that may not be of their own doing, but because they have the responsibility to manage exams, etc. And in this case, of course, a CXC and the delay in exams and on other occasions, we have a situation where exams would have leaked, and therefore it is either postponed or some alternative takes place. But remember, when these exams are not properly done, what happens is that students would be literally depending on these exams for their career path, for determining how their future will develop, and therefore that by itself is considered to be a tremendous stress. On top of the coming out of COVID, I don't think in the recent past no other generation of young persons in particular have been subjected to a pandemic such as COVID, and would have been subjected to all the suspensions and all of the adaptations and adjustments purely to save their own lives, and therefore their education had to be on hold, and so that in itself would generate a number of issues. We know in the context of Trinidad and Tobago, some 2,000 young persons have not been identified or reinstated into the education system, and that is troubling because of the level of gravitation of young people to gang and gang warfare and the gang culture and crime and criminality, and the use, of course, of weapons of mass destruction, whether it be a pistol or automatic rifles. Of course, incidentally, when approached by the media as far as that particular gun that was donated to the police, Stuart Young, I understand, was extremely dismissive, something like Dr. Rowley, and at the same time expressed his concern that he never had automatic gun. Well, I wonder if it is semi-automatic or non-automatic at all, but it is typical of this administration not to give you a straight-up front answer to a direct, simple question, but use semantics and use circumlocution, go around the mulberry bush in order to answer a very simple question. So if you didn't have an automatic one, Stuart Young, then what kind would you have had? You didn't tell us that, and of course that demonstrates the level of insincerity and deception that is stereotypical of this administration. They never could answer a direct question but without, of course, going round the, as I say, the merry-go-round. The health minister, cut down on doubles. I think we briefly touched on that. And then, of course, we have the state to compensate ex-cameraman for assault. I think this is very interesting for those persons who may be taking pictures of police officers beyond the cordon off area, that is to say, beyond the crime scene that the police would have cordoned off with probably crime scene tape. Well, of course, this particular cameraman was compensated have to be compensated by the state as adjudicated by the courts. Your favorite judge was involved in this one from San Fernando, Andy, where, of course, he adjudicated that the state was wrong when they pushed a cameraman away from the scene, and he was assaulted, and the court said in no uncertain terms that kind of behavior, transparency and accountability is a fundamental part of our democracy, and therefore when the media is around taking pictures or recording state agencies representatives in their conduct and in their activity in the public space, they ought not to be so belligerent and or autocratic or aggressive in preventing people from taking pictures and or recording their activities, because it is about transparency and accountability. So they sent a very stern warning to the police in this particular case and other agencies of that type, that when people are recording, once they are in a safe distance, once they are beyond, of course, the crime scene as prescribed by law enforcement, you cannot, of course, try to prevent them from recording what was taking place at the time. So I think that is important. A man killed, of course, in St. Martin. As I said, I've lost track as to what the death toll is in terms of murders. I know that the people like Ms. Santa Cruz and they will come in and get a little more on that one. Blood flows on trial. Blood flows on trail of missing $1 million cocaine shipment. Well, yes, a lot of packets of cocaine should I say, appeared on the shores of Miaro and Guayari, and persons helped themselves to packets. And I understand some funds as well, some monies were also part and parcel of that fine, consequential of the sinking of a boat just offshore carrying these commodities, and people started to help themselves to it. And at the same time, the underworld or the elements that would be associated with that particular incident began, of course, to show up too, and then people started to die. Nothing one will not expect to happen. If you discovered such items, well, simply call in the police. There's no need, of course, to see it as an opportunity to get a fast fix or to a shortcut to wealth and other benefits because of that discovery. No, call the police and let them handle the matter rather than getting directly involved. And then, of course, killing start to take place because the police was not rightfully and appropriately informed. Denise Plummer, of course, has died as you know, icon in her own right while she was living. Moved from calypso to religious songs that I think she did wonderful in both genre of the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, which of course includes calypso songs as well. So we on the Ground Report would like to convey our own condolences to the bereaved family of Denise Plummer, and we know that she has a place beyond this life where one can call paradise. Duke tells the THA addressed the needs of Tobagonians. Well, I don't think I need to say much on that. He was very concerned, as he would normally be. Whether it's politics as usual or not is another matter. But the fact of the matter is that I think when he says that address the question of Tobagonians, he was referring to Farley and his administration having too much focus on personalities and attempting to, as he would have said, whether advertently or subliminally, to extricate themselves, talking about the Farley administration from some of the FOPA and public issues surrounding the administration. And as you know, that tape that has been circulating, and Farley, of course, using the house of the THA, the THA Assembly, to make a definite statement. Dr. Rowley, of course, responding, is saying that he's not involved in any conspiracy. He, of course, as well as the Commissioner of Police, Ms. Erla Christopher, and of course Ansel Dennis as well, the representative of the PNM in Tobago, in any conspiracy. They are denying they are involved in any conspiracy to undermine the legitimate and bona fide and elected administration over there in Tobago under the THA led by Farley. So most of it, I think, people would be familiar with. Kamala Mons, of course, Gafu, and Anthony, of course, the historian that has recently passed away, and Gafu as well, of course, and here, once again, the Ground Report extend its condolences to the bereaved family of these two icons at this time. A Teaching Service Commission ordered to provide information to teacher. Well, this is a court matter that where a teacher would have been subjected to discipline, but took the matter to court, and the court has said in uncertain terms that he have a right to know what he was suspended for, and or information pertaining to same should be provided to him, and that is a matter that is unfolding, and more of which we can, of course, extrapolate later. A businessman wants answers on firearm license application. Well, in that case, Erla Christopher, matter has been taken to court looking for an expedition. No, I think he's threatening to go to court because he has sent for information under the Freedom of Information Act to get information as to why the delay, I think, is over 2 years. His firearms application for firearms users license has been with the authorities, with the police, but to no avail thus far, and therefore would like it to be expedited. I mean, it's of course a PNM on migrant children, local government reform. Well, as you know, the opposition leader has been very, very vocal and very, of course, concerned about migrant children here in Trinidad that are not being educated and not being taken care of. And of course, in a press conference, the usual UNC press conference on a Sunday, did in fact, I think both she and Nakid were the host of that yesterday, and hers made the headlines by indicating that there should be some facilitation, but of course mourns or is very concerned that the readiness of the local school system and the availability of teachers, etc., that may be versed in Spanish or not. The system is deficient in that regard, and therefore the children will continue to be at a disadvantage in Trinidad and Tobago, and all kinds of negative consequences can emerge, as we have seen with the 2,000 young persons that cannot be found coming out of COVID, but certainly one can say that gang activities and the recruitment thereof and into and all of the other things that the country is facing negatively, and this situation will, I'm not saying may, but will compound the very unsettling situation as far as crime and criminality, youth delinquency, and we can go on and on. South lawyers, right, CJ, on closure of San Fernando Supreme Court. Well, yes, they are expressing some serious concern that the availability of the court to conduct their usual business, having had clients who would require the administrative capacity of that building that has been closed. But I think the burning issue is that they were not informed by the administration. I'm talking about the judicial administration, the CJ in particular, and are calling on the CJ to put some remedial action in place and to reinstate as quickly as possible that particular physical plant because it has been closed for repairs. Those are the areas, Andy, and any other issue you would like to raise that I would have raised or have not raised. I am here and willing and able to respond. Andy, back to you. Andy? Yes, indeed. It appears that I'm getting some silence. So, you know, he was literally tongue-in-cheek this morning. Is he there?
Not at the moment.
All right. Well, if you can, we can open up the lines. If not, and that is not possible now, I will continue to, of course, give my monologue and my observations if that becomes necessary.
Let's
can you open up the lines?
Yes.
All right. Okay, people. Well, of course, in lieu of Andy, instead of Andy. He obviously unavoidably delayed, but of course like to take some pot shots at yours truly, but you know, typical of Boy Scouts, able, willing and ready to of course perform duty as required in difficult circumstance and out of a sudden situation where it may be impossible for the usual way to treat with matters. So the lines are open. Give them the numbers to call my good friend Cuff as we invite your own comments at this time.
Yes, Lennox Smith. The numbers to call 229-0251. That's 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120. We await your calls now.
Yes, the lines are open, yes. People, and of course, yeah, you have one there?
Yes, good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning, Cuff. Welcome back. Morning, Andy, Lennox, and Mikey K.
Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, this morning I am concerned. I'm a grandmother, I'm a parent, I'm an uncle and aunt and all different things. Now, we're not saying no to the migrant children. We applaud that. but are the teachers trained to deal with that? This amount of the languages now, you know, they talk different. And are our teachers trained for that? I guess not, because Friday I heard the PTA, the president, I think, of the PTA, right? He was talking on television, stating that they didn't know what was going on, right, with the Minister of Education. They didn't know anything about the migrants will be going out to school when the reopening of school. They didn't know that, right? And then the Saturday now I heard that the Minister Dusty Dolly come on the television and talking about something about we and things. But we want to know is our teachers are properly trained to deal with that, because our local children will fall behind the cracks again. You know, we had a situation last year, they didn't do too well in the SCA, and the year before that, and then in the COVID. So we as citizens of this country, we saying yes to the migrant children, but we want to know if only bringing in the children in school, have some teachers properly trained so they could deal with that. You understand? Because let's say we have 30 children in a class, right? And out of that 30, we have 13 migrant children. How would that teacher be able to deal with that when she knows she wasn't trained for that purpose? Now, come on, government. Don't let our children, our local children, fall behind the cracks again. Thank you.
Well said, and that concern certainly would be in the minds of all parents who have children in the system. Yeah, how does that work out? And of course, that is what Amin was referring to in terms of readiness for that. But the children must not be sacrificed because we'll create further problems in the society when they get into adolescent and of course into adulthood. Here in Trinidad. We continue to take your calls.
229-0251, 239-5120. Yeah, the children should not be punished. The children of God, they shouldn't be punished. You know.
Yes, I agree. I agree that they should not be. Good morning.
Hi, morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Lennox, I know it's legal issues involved, but what I have always tried to understand, right, with migrants, why it is that you don't stand up and fight in your country, but when you go to another country, you demand rights. I just can't understand that. In your own country, you're not doing anything, but you will go to another country and demand all sorts of things and you know, believe that you have a legal entitlement. I mean, how do you reconcile that?
No. Well, here I don't think it's a legal requirement as such, but more of a humanitarian response that is required. The fact is that these children are here. They and depending on the length of time they are here, they are going to mature. They are going to grow up in the society, and you may be creating a further problem if you don't, of course, give them an opportunity to develop themselves and be contributing to the society that they are in. I think that is the rationale behind trying to address this particular issue that we have because of the situation in Venezuela and the migrant issues that we are plagued with here and have an international obligation as well too. So that is essentially it. It's more humanitarian than legal.
Thank you so much, caller.
Yes, indeed. The lines are open. Of course, good morning. Andy will join us momentarily.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I want to talk to Lennox a little bit, man.
Go ahead.
Lennox, you know who calling you about your long time Walker boy, who worked together with you in the ministry, boy.
All right. Well, you know how it is.
Before you came a teacher, I'm the man who helped you do that, boy.
All right.
You know who talking here?
Not quite. I get the voice, but you know, I know you're going to tell me, so let me hear.
I always try to get on the station, but I can't. Well, today, finally, I get on to you, man. I want to congratulate you, man. Doing a wonderful job. You know who it is here?
Thank you very much. Gosh, still. There's so many people who are responsible. So if you tell me, I will be able to be a little more sane in my response.
Mongrel who worked with you in ministry.
Oh, Mongrel. Yes, my friend. How are you and how things?
Boy, I listen to you quite a long while now. I tell you, I'm trying to get on the station. I can't get to you, man. What I wanted to do, I want you to always remember or remind Trinidad and Tobago, this PNM government destroy us. We had the best cocoa, the best coffee, the best sugar. We had the pitch lake. All of that gone. The oil gone.
Yeah, boy.
And still people going back and put these people there to destroy us again.
Boy.
This is impossible. I want you to
they're suckers for punishment.
Trinidad and Tobago, what this PNM government did to this country.
All right.
So, have a nice day. Always remember, I remember to tell you one day you took me to tea by your father's place, man. So
yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, remember that very distinctly now. You see how it does be, so once you zero in, you know, memory will trigger, and of course one time I'll be able to say yes, or no, or I've forgotten because I'm vulnerable like everybody else. But thank you very much, of course, for calling in, and thank you very much for finally getting our conversation going.
Yes.
Okay then. Yes, indeed. You know, it is always said, people, that remember those those on your way up that may influence your progress, because you may well need them on your way back down. So I'm glad that I was not harsh or in any way arrogant to anyone that I can remember. So that, of course, I expect that there will be a soft landing where whenever, of course, you begin to deteriorate. And I'm not necessarily here in terms of falling on poor times or poverty, but of course your age as well, because I mean, let's face it, it's twice to be a child according to some philosophy, and that in itself means that you will be declining intellectually, physically, etc., on your way to, of course, another place. Ultimately, Denise and Gafu and others, and Anthony, the most recent addendum, have gone before us, but all of us will end up there. President, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, morning, Mr. Lennox Smith.
Yes, good morning.
Gentlemen there. I waiting for the Prime Minister to come back. I think he come back Saturday.
Yes.
I hear no journalists, no your talk show hosts. I think that is history in the world that two leaders of an island live just together and go on the next island with no disaster, no holiday. I want to know why our president leave and go on with the Prime Minister to Barbados. Mr. Garcia, did you ask your wife what she went Barbados for? If she going for a holiday, why she didn't take you with her? Mr. Prime Minister, if you're going for a holiday, why you didn't take your wife with you? What's going on there, Mr.
Boy, I don't know. First and foremost, I don't know if they went to the same place. I don't know if they went to the same place. I don't know if they were in the same facility for this holiday that both of them indicated that they would have gone on. So I can't respond to that in the absence of course, very specific information.
All I could tell you is go to the head of the class for that statement, because what is his secret about? You cannot have a prime minister leave and the president gone. There's no disaster here for them to go to Barbados. One remain, one go, one come back, one go. You must have somebody in charge of the country. Two all are gone quickly. In Hindi, they call it Suhagrat. I don't know if it's that they go on there for. Find out from somebody. Maybe I can explain it in English for you on the radio station. But find out from somebody what Suhagrat means. I don't know if anybody come back with Hickey. Because people will say, oh, everything have a price in them, Mr. Lennox Smith.
I hear you.
This Prime Minister is a fella like to collect. Ask Arnold Roberts, he go tell you. Have a nice day. I still want to ask Mr. Garcia. She went over there for. She didn't go on a holiday. Have a nice day, Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Well, of course, in the absence of information, we'll make no further comment. A pleasant good morning. Welcome. The lines are open.
Hey, Lennox, morning to you and Gov.
Yes, good morning to you as well, my friend.
Yeah, I want to talk about Rowley.
Good morning.
Rowley telling people that they're birthright don't entitle them to free medical care. I want them to know that our birthright come from God. He decided if we should be born or not, if we should enter into this sphere. So watch him out what he's talking about when he's saying them kind of thing, because God is talking about there. Right? If God said I should come into this world or you or Andy. Well, they are not right referring to that, you know. He's going too far with him out. The next thing I want to talk about, this Clark, the licensing officer, transport commissioner, he pushing ahead with reverse lights. Now let me tell you something else. Reversing on a main road is against the law. And this man, because if you reverse it on a main road, the driver behind you will always feel you going forward. And it's only when you reach on top of you, you will realize you're reversing. I would suggest to Clark, wake up Sir Landy and these former commissioners, and then them advise him on what he's doing. And he's talking about brighter reverse lights in the night. But he suggested to people that they must break the law and reverse on the main road. Something wrong with this fella. He told why telling me. I drive in since before he born Lennox. And any driver could tell you that when a car retires, why they have that law. And the British draft from them laws, I ain't talking about changing laws too. You don't have the head for that. They didn't just decide, well, look, you can't reverse on a main road. All these things are tried and tested, and you will see. So my advice to you is, take a licensing officer like himself, two of them alone on the road, and stay 100 yards apart, and tell one start reversing and he start going forward. And you go see what I'm talking about. And you have bright light in the night, naked light, and you know hit one behind wrong. The man go reverse it to you, and you got to pay the price. He don't know what he's doing. Go and look up the rules of driving and get with it. If you don't know the job, give somebody else the job. And as for the next one, convent girl, the whole thing. Whatever agenda you push in with doubles, you won't get away with that, Because you go on the road right now, all doubles man stall packed with people. So you wasting your time. Whoever putting you up to this, get some sense. You can't stop doubles. It's a national dish. So shut your mouth if you ain't no way talking about the doubles. I gone with that enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That opinion is a strong one, boy. We continue to take your calls as well, of course. Sometimes you have these public statements being made by these public figures. Sometimes it's because they just want to say something that sounds good, but at the end of the day, impractical. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. We are hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Good morning. Make your contribution.
I just like to make a contribution, right? You see, at Endeavour where water at the substation. Yeah. I noticed there's a very heavy water leak. I don't know if anybody in the water authority are aware of that.
Okay. Can you repeat where it is? Repeat once again. I'm sure that they are listening. And Wasa, please do what is required.
Endeavour roundabout next to Amcor wrong here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you very much. So Endeavour, by the roundabout, Wassa, that commodity is so precious, and many may not have in the taps for the last 2 or 3 days. Now that local government election is over, so please, the more we get in the pipe itself, the better for more consumers to be able to use this precious commodity available to them, not being strewn on the road because of leaks. Pleasant good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Wassa, a wrong Endeavour, roundabout. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
According to send condolence to the family of Minister.
Yes.
Your soul rest in peace. A very good lady, a very good icon. I am very happy for the work she put down when she come on to sing Calypso. She start off singing something else and to go in Calypso and to go to gospel. Your soul rest in peace. And the gentleman who was saying the president and the prime minister out of the country. And when disaster, people have run from the country, disaster in the country, so they run. When they come back for, they could have stay over there for five more years. Nobody would miss them. I'm going.
Thank you very much. If we had given the PNM the knockout punch, I predicted 12-2. I'm sure that he would have not find any time to get out there to have any laxity or any wiggling room to take a holiday. I'm sure that the internal implosion that would have occurred within the PNM, he would have found time to get out there. But East-West Corridor, disappointing, suckers for punishment, and maybe politically suicidal, but we'll see how 2025 goes. Pastor, good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, one more thing. Lennox and Goff, I just want to say condolences to Denise Plummer. I just learned that she passed now. Condolences to her family. It's a sad day today because I listen to all her music. I dance to her music. It's so sad. May God bless her soul. Rest in peace, Denise.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Always something that we cannot get familiar with, even though it's a essential part of living, dying. Good morning.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's inevitable, and it's something that you can't get accustomed to it. But part of living is ironic. It's almost an oxymoron. But the fact is that if there is a birth, then of course there is a termination, a death at the end of the day, and it happens to all living things. So human beings, no exception.
Yeah, it's a trade.
Yes, indeed, it's a journey. Life in itself is a journey. Some say, and the impact you make, like these persons who have just been announced having passed away. I think they would have been very satisfied that they made their impact, and now they have to leave to usually a better place. Some say, but even though there's a song that says everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. That's that irony. I've always been concerned about that kind of philosophical position, but. That being as it may, for another topic, let's get back to the lines. Give them the numbers again, Cuff, as we continue to take your calls on this Monday edition of the Ground Report.
Yeah, don't be afraid to call. If you never called before, now is your time.
Now you got the opportunity. You got the opportunity today, this morning.
229-0251, 239-5120. Now is your time to shine.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Yes, indeed. But Cuff, how was your weekend so far? well, how was your weekend? I should say. I can't say so far. It's already passed.
Well, I'm glad you asked. It was great.
Right, all right. And mine was a bit somber. The hard work that we engaged in for the elections. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that. I see Mikey took a whole week. From all indicators, and it was really a frenetic, a very hectic period. I had to have about 3 programs a day, and apart from the ground report and making certain that, of course, along the East-West corridor would have been my focus. And, of course, going out there and walking and talking and assisting several candidates and so on from Diego Martin in the West up
you
to
sound like you had
Arima.
a great time, Lennox.
Yeah?
You sound like you had a great time.
Well, yeah, I love that kind of thing. But I remember as well my mother would tell me that, of course, work though dead is man is dead.
Exactly.
Suggesting that take a rest. But when you have a passion and you have a commitment, just like Andy for Grandy, for example, and vice versa now, Grandy for Andy, you have you want to accomplish, you want to see this thing through, you want to make certain, because you know that your heart is in the right place, so you know that you have very good intentions and you have the capacity, more importantly, to deliver. And all you want is a chance, and that is what I think will be motivating persons like Andy, myself, and Mikey, and of course even the entire political organization called the UNC, and of course having regard to what we have seen purporting to be government and governance in this country. I think it is bizarre, and we have a duty and responsibility to correct those iniquities that have been delivered to the population across the board from 2015 to the present time, and no doubt Dr. Ali will try to stretch it out to 2025, but thank God there is a 2025 where, of course, all of that will come to an end, as the people would eventually recognize the subjection to which they were subjected, having regard to the maladministration, the level of corruption, nepotism, cronyism, and of course the waste of our resources, misinformation, disinformation, and racial and other overtones to stay in office and to abuse us. So I think that is inevitably coming to an end, but of course we have to convince the electorate further clearly, particularly along the East-West corridor, that there is an alternative, a much more viable, a much more palatable alternative to Dr. Rowley and his administration, and there is a need to make that inevitable change. Let's go back to the lines. The lines are open. I'm just filling the gap, so to speak, until you make your call. Remember, we always give way to the callers.
Yes, you are very intelligent, Lennox Smith. 2290251 or 2395120. Now is your time to call in. Also,
the lines are open.
yeah.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning
Yeah.
to you, Miss Lennox Smith.
Good morning.
Yeah, man. Good morning. And good morning, and Tobago, Mikey K. Andy Williams. Good morning. This is Mr. Marawa.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. I was wondering when you would put in your presence. I know that you're a bit disappointed and so on, but life has to go on, and we have to persevere. But you go ahead, make your contribution. How was the experience, and what has happened subsequently? I know you had a personal issue with respect, of course, to your employer, or should I say your employment?
Well, so far everything is in the hands of God. I mean, I am a man who fight my battle from two aspects, physical and spiritual. So I don't really pay too much attention to what is taking place in the natural, right? Because I know at the end of the day, anything in the natural is temporary. Everything have an expiry date. Even the PNM have an expiry date. So
well said.
Right? So, but I just was collecting myself back out and work and things, so that's why you all were not hearing me earlier, back out and work.
Okay,
But
great.
I mean, the disappointment, not so much disappointment with the fact that Arima did not do as well as expected or anticipated. It's not disappointment with just that Malabar North did not do well as anticipated. I think we needed to do a little more on the election day for us to really carry ourselves beyond line and into victory. But at the end of the day, I am disappointed on the whole results really, because it tells me something. Number one, the voter turnout is a big disappointment. I will want to believe that if people are disenchanted, disappointed, people are feeling the brunt of the oppression and people are stressed out and things, I will expect that it will show in their action towards the person or the entity that is oppressing you, right? And
yes, naturally.
You'll want to come out in your number. It's only natural that for your own survival that you will respond in a particular manner to defend your interests for your survival. But that doesn't seem in the election, and that is my biggest disappointment, because at the end of the day, for me, I don't see defeat as a natural thing or physical thing. It's a mental thing, and I am not defeated because I'm not giving up. All right?
Right.
I'm looking beyond 2023, and I'm now focusing on 2025. We have our plan, and we are going ahead, full speed ahead to ensure that the United National Congress and the vision and the philosophy and everything that represents the United National Congress is normalized in the East-West corridor, not just in Malabar. But we need to normalize that whole entity, that whole organization, that institution called the United National Congress, so that we can bring forth that victory that is required. We need to bring that information and educate and remind the public of what is taking place in our country. Right? Because it is sad, it is really, really sad and disappointing that people's response does not really send the message that Trinidad is under serious pressure, that Trinidadians are under serious pressure, that we are going through the worst, darkest period in the history of our country, the worst government that ever, probably in the Caribbean, and yet the people are withholding their votes. Something is fundamentally wrong with that, my brother. Something is fundamentally wrong with that. As I told people during my walk, it's better you come and tell me that, look, here what's happening. I'm not voting for the UNC, but I'm voting for PNM, and you give me whatever ring around story, right? Then you tell me you're not voting at all. You tell me you're not voting at all. You understand?
I hear you.
Something wrong with that. Then how can you come now and then you want to criticize this and criticize that? Right? But at the end of the day, my brother, it is what it is. We continue in the hard work ahead as it relates to my employment. That is in the hands of the court. I am going to monitor how the response at my employer, how they are going to respond with me during this period here. And of course, I'll be dotting my I's and crossing my T's, right? Because we know that this system that we are in here is a very oppressive system, right? One where if you stand up for your rights.
All right, caller. I think we have enough of your time. We have a lot of callers.
All right. Well, of course, that was a former candidate. I would have liked to hear him, talk about his experience. But Mr. Malabar, call back because he may not have known. My colleague may not have known the significance of your contribution as far as the experience in that arena and the way forward. I would love to hear that. So if you can call back, I would really appreciate. But let's take the next call. Cuff.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, over and over. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ground Report.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Tanapuna.
Now, let me tell you a little something. Lennox, I remember a song by Mavis John about 40-something years ago. The sun didn't shine the day you were born. You know that song, Lennox?
No, but I'm sure you're going to give me a verse or two.
Well, no, the sun didn't shine the day you were born. I can't remember the rest of it. But I
okay, no problem.
That is applicable to Keith Rowley. That's something really wrong with you, boy. You know, and I'm saying by saying that, Lennox, there are a multiplicity of issues facing this country since this government has come into power. And you heard the statement by Keith Rowley that what is not a duty, what is it, a given right?
Yeah, you are not entitled, no birthright to have health care.
Right, and unless the economy could sustain it and all that. Lennox, read between the lines, people. The economy has crashed. They cannot afford to pay these social benefits, something that is enshrined in the Constitution. It is your right. And this man is coming to take away. They're going to get into that, Lennox. Let me fool myself or not, Lennox. I want to just draw out some issues here. Please, I'm craving your indulgence.
Yes, go ahead.
They talk about car pilots. It's an essential service and what have you and things. And, if it is an essential service and the pilots, who are the people to drive that essential service, should be treated as essential workers and not? But you have...
That's logical.
You scorn them. And why I'm saying this, I have in front of me the Daily Express, Friday 25th, page 24. Hospital at a standstill in England. And they show you medical consultants and members of the British Medical Association on a picket line outside the University of London Hospital. And these medical people are essential service, but yet still they could see it fit to take industrial action. Understand what I'm saying? It is not called...
I hear you. In that jurisdiction, so I put in jurisdiction here for the specific reason that different laws apply to different societies, I suppose.
Right.
But go ahead.
Then you talk about the domestic air bridge at a loss for Carla. I have an article here, Express Friday, page 10 to Shamfa Pocho, domestic bridge. But you also have the sea bridge things have a problem too, because now you have to rent a vessel to transport the cargo and passengers. And in addition to that, it costs you $15 million to take care of the needs of to facilitate that inconvenience that was caused by
yes.
So therefore, one could have easily said, look, listen, $15 million would have more than covered the cost for to give the pilots and them the wage increase and whatnot, Lennox. But you see the wickedness in them, Lennox. Lennox, I have another article here. I listened to James Lambert, the president of the NUGFW.
Yes.
And he said that that this government has offered them nothing in terms of their wage negotiations. And he said the only government that offered them a 4% was the last government. However, let me put it straight to you. I've been a former member of the NUGFW and the secretary to the Water Workers Union, daily pay that is.
Yes.
The NUGFW is the main organ or the main union that represents the local government bodies, be it health, works, agriculture, all the ministries as it relates to local government. And here it is, no consultation with the main player, which is the NUGFW. You're treating them with contempt and scorn and talking about transformation and what have you, Lennox. It gets also show you, Lennox.
That's pathetic, boy.
It can't courtesy. But Lennox, let me go again. Brother, craving your indulgence. I read on the article, there it is again. Express Tuesday, page 10. UN proposes sanction relief for fair elections in Venezuela. And some of the conditions that they refer to is you must have lifting of crippling, talk about lifting of sanctions for Venezuela. And here what it says,
yes,
that the sanction, they must release political prisoners. They must have set date for the election and to invite foreign observers. How come our Prime Minister who's supporting Maduro, he partner, he Paliwal, and you failing to want to invite foreign observers? But here it is, that this is one of the concessions that is given to America, to Venezuela. Lennox, it goes to show you, this fella really don't care what the hell he do, you know. He just going about doing what he feel, what he think that he think, and the hell was everybody in this country. And are calling on the UNC. You see this issue. You see this Integrity Commission, and I say it, Lennox, I don't care the hell who wants to tell me or what. Just like the procurement regulator, regulation, where you had Munila Lalchana Indian, then you come and you put an ex-Indian, a woman can. All these people are a bunch of stooges, because even the Integrity Commission is an Indian man in charge of that all. And you want to tell me that your failure to take decisive action against keep rolling with that Ines Gate issue? And here it is, the UNC Sunday, not the UNC, but yes, Ravi Balgo been through his lawyers.
Yes, through the Ramlogan chamber,
Chamber. Sent another reaction protocol letter for the Integrity Commission to revise and review and to reinvigorate that whole issue with that decision taken by the Integrity Commission. You know, this shameless Integrity Commission is asking for more time. What more time you have? You have all investigation.
Yeah, I read that. I read that. I thought that was so awful, if not awkward. But I don't know what more time.
You had an investigation on it. You have all the information. What time more you want to do about to investigate for? Just come out and call a blasted spade a spade and launch a thing and hear what? See Rowley, and you see that what I tell all of you, see this DPP and all them fellas of them is a bunch of game players. Them is a bunch of game players, because don't tell me there was so much issues that you, the DPP, Roger Gaspard, should have intervened in, the Nelson Gate and many other issues. Where it contravenes your office, and you just sit down and take it. This is an issue should have been brought to the DPP. And the Integrity Commission said there is no need to, because Rowley has violated no thing. But yet the Integrity Commission tell you fail to submit your findings and your information to the Integrity Commission. So Lennox, what I'm saying, friends, I hope I have raised a number of issues here. And these are pertinent and relevant issues, because this is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago I could never ever recall in my life. There is so much issues, so much blunder, so much corruption, so much nepotism. You think about it by any government. And the question is that the institutions, the police commissioner, Ola Christopher, all these issues. You see this fella thing coming back up, they raise it back again, Foster Cummings?
Yes, of course. And there are several others that will be coming to the fore. 2025 is inevitable, and we need to complete the task to demonstrate that there should be total and absolute transparency forced upon this administration, and all the underbelly of their iniquities be exposed. So thank you very much, of course, my friend. You normally would make a very valiant and valuable contribution.
Let me wrap up.
Yes. That has happened?
Good morning, caller.
Yes, go on. Oh, we lost him. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Lennox, I called earlier mention about the Prime Minister and the President.
Yes,
went on a holiday.
simultaneously out of the country.
Yeah.
And he's a legend in having holidays in the same place. That is something we can't confirm, but that's what he said.
Yeah, but I want to mention something here too, that when he went to the States, the Prime Minister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, his best partner went on a holiday too. The Zambach.
Okay.
You remember that?
All right.
And the hot topic at that point in time was the fake oil issue, the 100 million where the government was supposed to pay him. Reach to the lines went up. Are gone.
Mm-hmm. Right. I get your hint. It is not as subliminal as one would have. You probably might have hoped, but we will do some follow-up. And of course, as far as the Integrity Commission is concerned, asking for the extension, I think that is also bizarre. But of course, I think it's more they are trying to dot their I's and cross their T's because, of course, judicial review, they know is the next stage, court time, and they probably are trying to avoid that as best they can. I don't know if they can, having regard to the initial position on the matter that, yes, Dr. Rowley has infringed, but not to the extent because they deemed him doing it as inadvertent or by a mistake. Good morning.
Hey, then ask me again.
Yes, go ahead.
Sunday morning I had calls to go to a doctor because my doctor to work on a Sunday, right? And
Right.
he put me on a diet. If you see that diet, well enough. Excuse me. When I went by my real doctor, he said, what is this? I said, this what the man tell me. But do he doubles and all this thing? You know what he tell me? He said, go back and tell you, you reach your 3-10. And you eat double since you're a little boy. Right? He said, throw it at that way he put you up. Because I eat double since I was a little boy. And I think all who does eat double since he's a little boy. A man right now, I think $6 for doubles. Could go and buy 8 doubles. And his wife and 2 children will have a beautiful. You think you could go and buy one piece of fried thing and satisfy a family? Where do you think people will go and buy that up? Yeah? You're selling at 48.
Yeah, something that can satisfy and within the pocket, and within your pocket limit. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yes, clearly.
So this nonsense with this, but this man convent girl where he pushing. Somebody take it.
What's your view, Mr. Tagarigua, of the minister specifically mentioning doubles, but have not mentioned specific fast food, but give it, of course, a generic term? Do you think that there's something sinister in that? Do you think it was deliberate?
Yes, he pushing for the 1%.
All right.
All them things. It's obvious enough, so I mean, you have to call it like it is. Why you should come out and
All right.
why you ain't talk about chicken and chips and all them oily food where you getting? As my kids say, you have something against the Hindus. Well, you attacking India. I get fed up with this race thing, you know that. I mean, you know me good.
All right.
But I'm sick of this talk. I had to fight with them on Friday to ask them what Indian people do them. PNN people. Right? So, I tell you now straightforward. You know, I just talk straight. If they tell me the Indian is cheap, right, this is what it is circulating. I'm still pushing ahead. From years ago, I would ask them, listen now, do you have any other way to make money besides what answer you think they would give me that ox? Asking you now. If it's a equivalent
What's that?
all Indian
What's the question?
When they say all Indian is cheap, I just talk to circulate long time now. Right? I would ask you, do you have any other way to get money or wealth and buy a house besides Stephen? What kind of answer do you think they would give me that ox? Huh?
Well, I would have, of course, no doubt, the skills that I would have acquired and the, if any, inheritance, etc., would have contributed to that.
I will ask them straight over to get all you one.
Good one.
It's cheaper the way to get money. That is what they have.
Yeah.
Cheapest psychology on the African man, you know, to make them.
I hear you. But I think this government, the members of which were not as wealthy as we know them to be today, and therefore their sudden wealth had to be from a different source, not from the source that we traditionally would assume they would have gotten incrementally and eventually get there. They seem to want an avalanche because they simply are in the position to manage the affairs of the country and the treasury of the country.
Okay, so we're gonna go for a break.
Yes, we go for a break. And people, when we come back more on this edition of the Ground Report, the Sunday edition, time check is just about 4 minutes past 8 o'clock. And when we come back more, hopefully we'll be joined by Andy.
It's Monday, it's not Sunday.
Sunday, I say? All right, Monday, sorry about that. I don't know, like I went late last night on the corridor transformation or what. Well, anyhow, on this Monday edition of the Ground Report.
Yeah, I think you got a bit carried away there with the conversation.
At 9 a.m., join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Mixed by Robin and Sell-Off Promotion presents Brunch and Mix. Sunday, 24th September, Republic Day, at San Carlos Estate, Tumpuna Road South. Brunch and Mix. Stay tuned for more info.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide & Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, and the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 4 convenient locations, feel free to call us or visit us at Port of Spain, 623-4906, Cuba, 636-2435, San Fernando, 610-5062, and Point Fortin, 610-9200. With full funeral packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide & Son Funeral Services today. David Guide & Son Funeral Services. Distinctive, not expensive.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
So you need a big prize, big money too. One thing that you could do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch. You could be an instant millionaire or win 10 grand a month for 20 years. Get a nice payday each and every month or win a best ride and park it in front. Buy a combo with money for total. Be a winner, you know what to do. Scratch that, and win plenty cash. NLCB scratch, yeah.
Visit any NLCB lottery center and scratch that today to win instantly. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Central on Wednesday, August 30th, the night before the holiday. Kirby Sports Bar and Lounge, Main Road, Chase Village, Chaguanas says, come celebrate our independence. The old school General Pratt will be in the house. Party all night with House DJ Maxman. Drink specials, cocktails, hookers, and cutters all night long. Ladies, celebrating your national colors. Red, white, or black. Prize for the best dressed outfit. Don't miss out. So night before the holiday. Wednesday, August 30th, come celebrate our independence at Kirby's Bar and Lounge, Main Road, Chase Village, Chaguanas. Be there.
On Wednesday, August 30th, Omoja Promotions presents Legends Under the Stars. Legends Under the Stars.
Let me see you raise your hand.
For one night only, come experience a musical journey like none other. The night before the holiday, Wednesday, August 30th, we gather at Center of Excellence for all genres of music. Featuring live performances by John Melody. Say what? John Melody. Get those tickets now at Solid Gold Recreation Club, 45 Union Road, Marbella. Spa, Sports Bar and Lounge, 37 Freeport Main Road, Gasparillo. Double the Shot, Coffee Street, San Fernando. Blue Corner of Cinnamon Street, Vista Bella. Dunlop Automotive Supply, 138 Union Road, Marabella. For your ticket hookups, call 333-2777. A Night of Legends Under the Stars. Powered by More 104.7 FM, the official station.
Sheltec Electronic, Capital Plaza, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain. So you're looking for the best prices in gaming products? Come on down and visit Sheltec Electronics, the gamer's paradise. Get the latest PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch system. Games and accessories, Apple Stream, Roblox cards available. Daily clearance items up to 70% off. Pre-order new releases and save 15%. Come on, visit us online at SheltecElectronics.com. Cash in on the bargain. Sheltec Electronics, 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Port of Spain. 627-3757. Cash in on those bargains now.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secure parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd. Or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 756-8401. That's 756-8401.
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinity to the ball, KFC, TNT is home. The goal down 50 strong, every line, anytime. Trinity to the ball, KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trinity. It's TNT that make this singer. KFC TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be. Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I was going to the Oval one evening, and I stopped as it was drizzling, and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which wasn't my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle I was in, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called the Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, election or no election? And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this and I had done that, and the Ground Report. They want to know what the plan is? The plan is to put an end to this. And annoying me in the intervening period. You know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country, they're concerned about who hungry, they're concerned about who starving, they're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed, yes, indeed.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. I'm just a little confused in listening to you all on the basis of school opening and the migrants and being happy for them and all those different things. Which I am just to the extent that they're getting the opportunity to get an education and all those different things. But I'm really unhappy for them. Because them are come and face the same thing we locals facing. With schools open on time. They make sure all the toilets working, this in order, everything in order. Wow, I feel so sorry for them. That them are being integrated into this whole system since this Rowley PNM government. It's really not something that happy. Don't wish this, don't wish this. Don't wish that on your on the migrants and them. Don't do that. Because on your own, if you believe that the system is working for our kids, and they believe that is not an asshole, they believe that is just, you know, it is since Rowley in power 8 years now. The system, the education system have been destroyed, and based on what you believe. Some of you in the PTA meetings, your schools of your kids in a mess. Why would we feel proud for the migrants going in our asshole? Why? Man, I go feel proud for them if it is that my locals and them, all of them don't get their books, their uniforms. When they go to the schools, the toilets, facilities, the environment in which they are wrong, the issues in which the principals raise that they need fixed in their schools, that all of that is order. The curriculum is running to par. You know, well, people friendly, and you know, oh boy, things for me to be happy about now. So I don't think it is fair for the people of Trinidad and Tobago to want these innocent migrants and be happy for them to come in the same system that our own children falling through the gap. Hey, we system not good. So we bringing them like children, they know them Venezuelan children in a mashed up system to get more mashed up people. I don't know. But Lennox Smith, yeah, what's your thoughts?
You're making some very, very, very vital and valid points, because of course woved into the discussion this morning where persons, including myself, will have focused on that particular issue, is that very concern, because there's a distinction. You see, policy is made, let's say, in your head and then put on paper. To translate that now into practical, beneficial, and palpable, tangible, tactile benefits, so that you could feel and see and appreciate because appreciation is part and parcel of that abstract part of your mind. But if you see something beautiful, you say that is beautiful and you appreciate, but you can't feel it. Well, I think that is where this government falls down. So that while, of course, you could demand of them, and they know that they have to do something about these young people, if you leave them alone to their own whim and fancy, they will be added to the ultimate problem of crime and criminality, gang warfare, and general delinquency of our young people, and not contributing, but of course, generating a higher jail bill, cell bill, police, and we can go on and on. So that is on the one hand. And then, of course, to put them into this system, as you say, a broken system, a dysfunctioning system, because off the cuff, they don't speak our language first and foremost, that their mother language, their tongue language, their home language, if we want to call it, is that of Spanish. And in order to accommodate them at minimum, one would have expected that special arrangement would have been made for these children so that they can ooze or ease into, of course, ultimately learning English, which is the mother tongue, if you want to call that, of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what we learn. That is what you swear by. So you are quite right. And knowing this administration as it is will create further deterioration and further breaking of that system. So while it is nice and appropriate and it's humanly desirable to have them get an education, it is easier said than done. And as I said, all these mechanisms must be put in place. And you're quite right. If you already have a broken system and you have a dysfunctional system, why would you want to enter them into it? But whether or not they could go at all, in my view, is more hope than anything else. Because whilst it is good to talk about it, to say that they should have one, but all the practical, physical, and intellectual, mental, and space that would be quite including, of course, the curriculum, is simply not there. So I share your view, and that is a valid view. And we may well be faced with a situation where we'll have to cope with more crime and delinquency and all of the social issues that create the situation where crime is now, murders at least, is 300 into the 80s at this point in time. So Rowley and they are not simply ready for that kind of challenge. They were never ready. In fact, the registration process was because they wanted simply to appease the Americans, having, of course, disappointed the Americans by entertaining Delcy Rodriguez, sending back some 80 migrants on a military plane back to Maduro. You don't know what has happened to them. And of course, that shipment of fuel from our own importer of fuel, consequential of the destruction of Petrotrin, but find its way to Venezuela. All of that was part and parcel of an elaborate, should I say, scheme by this government to appease the Americans by simply opening up our borders and opening up our system to these migrants that clearly is now totaling at least close to 100,000, if not more, across the country. That is what Rowley and they have done for political and selfish and narrow, should I say, aggrandizement, as well as avarice, greed. And as we have seen, very stereotypical of this cabinet. So it is a complex matter, my friend, and I take note.
That's good, man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Each and every one of you, we have a country to save. Remember that. Sometimes it takes the minority, which we already see in the local government elections, that the majority understands what's going on and don't want this government. Hence the reason the opposition get nearly 200,000 votes, including all opposition forces that went against the PNM. The PNM is a minority government. They have always been like that. By gerrymandering the boundaries and election commission, the EBC, and doing it so whereby you go see a whole place, all the land space, and them places where they play like it are no people there, people there, you know. That remind me of Tobago, man. Yeah.
Nobody lives there.
Yeah, nobody lives there.
Nobody lives there. Nobody lives there. I mean, it is pathetic, but it cannot be sustained. You see, eventually adjustments will have to be made. The population is shifting. They're looking for more land space. The north doesn't have it, and they have to go central and south. And therefore, whether election and boundaries like it or not, they will have to now divide up the central and southern parts of the country into more constituencies as the population grows. And eventually the PNM will eventually be no more because they cannot sustain their electability outside of some scheme that would have been concocted by way of gerrymandering along the northern range or the east-west corridor. And when that time comes, it may not be in our lifetime, but certainly it will have to come because the country increases, not decreases in terms of its population. And when that time comes, well, the PNM will become extinct or no more if it obviously cannot adapt or do not find leaders that are conscious of the reality and not focus on narrow, self-serving, race baiting and other extraneous issues that is not developmental in nature, holistic in purpose, and generating wealth equitably distributed as part of a deliberate policy to develop all of Trinidad and Tobago and all of its peoples, because we are a cosmopolitan country coming from different parts of the world, and therefore we have different peoples here, whether it's Africans, whether Indians, whether it's Syrians, Lebanese, Chinese, Caucasians, etc. So I am very, very clear in my mind as to what the future will bring. But in the immediacy, we need to work towards that. And what we have is an albatross. We have a lame duck administration that must be addressed. And the East-West corridor in particular must come on board in order to address this problem. Because very few in the south, well, not in the central, but certainly in the deep south of the country, we're talking about Point Fortin and La Brea, etc., that are still recalcitrant and still resistant based on things that are not good for us, that the PNM offers, and they still see that as their lifeline for a few to access the treasury of the country, do what the hell they want with it, and then tell us that they love us, and that is the best thing that could be done, whilst our circumstances and economy continues to deteriorate and degrade.
So true, so true, so true. And while we are doing all of that and all what we have to do, and many of you want to make your contributions, which you all will, remember I always were very, very serious about Trinidad and Tobago. Until in our constitution, it's Tobago so, with independent, and Trinidad so, Korea is Trinidad and Tobago. Okay? So let me I'm pleading on my brother Fali. Please, to help someone. I believe that Dr. Faith will. It's a simple 36-year-old young person that, like many of us, maybe fall through the cracks, whether it be by poverty or whatever is their issues, that don't have a kidneys give up. Yeah, they need dialysis. They're under pressure. They're not a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
Talk to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Plead, you're young. This is about the ground report. This is what I'm about. You see, the bread and butter and the people, we have to keep it there. Go ahead, talk to the people Tobago is listening to. And I know Faith, at least I believe Faith will live up. But you go ahead, talk to the people.
I just right now need a little help with transport to go to dialysis because I come from Trinidad to Tobago. Staying my own mom. And I don't know what happened. That when I came here, I had to go to the hospital. And I bought 2 chargers before I came. And my sister take the charger. And when I asked it back to charge my phone, she said to get on. And to today, I never get it back. She bring her Samsung and she rested it at 13% on the phone right now.
What is your issue? Try to calm yourself for the people will understand. What you suffering when you are suffering? What going on with you physically?
2019. I get COVID.
2019 you got COVID?
I was well and had nothing. No issues, nothing.
Let me ask something. Did you take the jab?
No, I didn't take any.
All right, you didn't take the jab. Go ahead, and in 2019 you get the COVID. You was well, good, young person, 36 years old. Well, back then it will be maybe about 23.
No.
Right, and
in 3 months' time. I came home. My sister passed away from COVID.
Okay, your sister passed away through COVID. All right.
You see? And then they come and tell me after 6 months, they call me and tell me that they seen like what kidney going.
Right, the scene that your thing going, take your time. Remember, we want Trinidad and Tobago to feel you. Your emotions real powerful, boy, but I need you to. Wow.
Last year Christmas, November, they tell me 11%. And today after dialysis.
All right, but I want to go to the nitty-gritty because you're hurting me. You're hurting me. And your emotions interfering with me. And I want the people to understand their partner, right? Let me just go to the what you need. Oh God, let's go to what in order for you to be comfortable, in order for you to live. What do you need? We know it's kidney failure, right? We know you're based in Tobago, right?
I don't have a house. I don't have anything to Tobago because I didn't know that I was renting before. As I told you, everything was nice before. I was paying my bills. And then I end up with this kidney failure.
All right, so you was renting before you get sick. You're always on par with your bills. You live up to your landlord. You live up to your country. Yeah. You did everything right. You end up sick. Okay. What's your situation now?
I can do nothing at all. Okay. And let this morning my pump so after naked, just wrap with a blanket.
And yeah, so you get well, due to your sickness and not being able to work to live up, you get put out or something? You're homeless now? Huh? No? Yes or no? Take your time. Because we need to go to the fixing of the main thing, because your kidneys and them fail. You don't have no way to be able to maneuver yourself to go to do dialysis and all them things. Our system in this country are not in place to be able to do that for a citizen. So let me take it in steps. Let me get to it. Let me deal with the issue of you being able to get to the dialysis. So, but before we do that, you get put out. Yeah. Boy, you're breaking up.
Yes, no.
Yeah, you get put out, or you get put out, or you're living somewhere still, or you're owing the landlord. What it is?
No.
Talk, ease. Nice. Yeah, the what? Wait. Take your time, go in a place, let the phone thing, it is beneficial to you. The country is listening. There's a very, very, very powerful program in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? You're going to get help. Yeah. Right. You need to cool down. You had to get emotions away a little bit for the people to hear you. The people need to understand you. The people is the government. Not them clowns and them we have there right now. We are the government. So take your time. It makes no sense you're talking to a country and they're not understanding. And I understand that you will be emotional. It will hurt. Just like me, I'm very emotional right now, and I have my composure. And I'm boy, and everybody just like yourself is hearing me clearly in what I'm saying.
Yeah. Nice.
So I need for the people to hear you clearly. So let them hear you clearly. Try to let them hear you clearly. So you're saying that you get out or not? You see, because clearly. Try not to cry.
Yes, Austin, mom.
No, right? Yes, and that's how it's coming across. You have to talk.
Yeah. Then give us some days to move out.
Very good. The landlord give right. You're not hearing now. The landlord give you some days to move out. How much? All right, and that is when is the deadline date for you to get out? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh God. Wait, tomorrow, boy. Yeah, but we will be able to muster that support there in Tobago. Tobago people is good people. Faith, Farley, them good people. They will help you. Right, so you have to move out tomorrow. And what is the situation now with your sickness and being able to deal with your sickness? What is the help you need? So we don't know now why the situation is. You're not well, you can't pay rent, you're going to get put out tomorrow. That is the deadline. So now, besides you're going to get put out, you're not well, and your kidney failure, you're supposed to get dialysis and those things. What is the problem? Can you not travel? Do you not have a family or somebody able to carry you to get your dialysis? You know that you darling need.
What happened is,
yeah, let me hear.
When I leave the hospital with oxygen. So the hospital gave me 2 tanks and a small tank to full. And it's be hard to pay a transport every day to go and refill it.
Okay.
And it's be hard to get transport because of the oxygen to carry me to Dallas and come back.
Wow.
Once I reach Dallas, there is for me a big tank so I could get the oxygen. And when I done 3 hours time, they will pull back on the small tank to come home.
Okay.
Sometimes small tank is enough to reach me back home because it's small.
Okay. Right. So now, nice. So we get all of that clear. Faith is listening. Farley, yeah, he's listening. All right, go ahead.
Call the ambulance service to give me transport back and forth. They did that. They'll try to help me out. I call fire helped me once or twice. And they always saying that the ambulance break down. But they do have any oxygen, they do have any tanks.
Wow, boy.
I had to travel.
And you had to travel? Oh boy. Okay. Go ahead. You're talking to Trinidad and Tobago, man. Everybody hearing you, my brother. Go ahead.
The government has supported me because I had to get my ID card based on Tobago because Trinidad separate from Tobago.
Wow, boy. I thought it was Trinidad and Tobago. But go ahead.
And I went to social welfare and they say once I get the ID card, they will help me out to get the money. I had to sign up all the forms, but I had to get the ID card in Tobago. I had to get an address for the ID card. And I will get through because I got the letter signed from doctor in Trinidad, but they couldn't use the letter. I had to get a letter signed from Tobago.
Wow. So
in order to get through anything at all, up to today, it makes 3 months. Up to today, nothing had come through.
Okay.
And I just living off the resources. And now that the resources run out, I ain't eat anything since last night. Because my resources run out.
Wow.
I just there. It's only God and God alone knows.
Oh boy, Lennox, what's your advice?
Well, first and foremost, let me say that I am in a state of ineffability. I'm at a loss for words. I think that's an extremely harrowing situation. There is a humanitarian crisis that a person represents, and that the authorities there ought to have been listening or attention be brought to them. And of course, the faith, I think, is responsible for health in Tobago. So she's the equivalent of Mr. Dial Singh, minister in Trinidad. So I would think that somebody should have heard or would have heard and get on to that particular person. We don't have a communication for them or for that person, so I don't know how we could translate that into something practical, because there must be some communication system.
Nice. And
how would somebody that is want to assist communicate? So there's a need to treat to that and to get it done as quickly as possible, because it's not only a health crisis that person is experiencing, but also a shelter problem as well. Because today is the last day for as given and as dictated by the landlord. So there's another crisis, and I'm sure that there are mechanisms in the system that we have to address that as an emergency. And at any rate, interventions can be made for a more humanitarian response, even at the level of the landlord. But somebody has to do some advocacy that is in authority. That is what I've seen.
So it will be his number, his information will be sent to Dr. Faith. Nice woman, she always responds. His information will also be sent to Fali. Response or not, but at least it will be sent to him and Faith. You know?
Yeah. I think it is in Tobago. Nothing will hurt, of course, if it is sent also to the Minister of Health here, whose overall responsibility is for the health of Trinidad and Tobago.
Very good.
In spite of the separation in terms of responsibility, but nonetheless, the minister will have overall responsibility for the health of Trinidad and Tobago. So persons close to the minister should be informing him that there is this crisis in Tobago that needs to be addressed, if we at all can muster up and to secure our humanity, because this is a humanitarian situation, and we do not want to be seen as barbarians and insensitive members of the society, as we have demonstrated earlier with respect to the children, even though there may not be a workable solution as yet, but something must be found in and created in order to address these very burning issue.
And
but back to Tobago. Yes. Tobago has the first stage, or is the first direct contact with this individual.
Nice. And Lennox Smith, what was good and Almighty God this work in mysterious ways?
Yes.
While we talk about the migrants, we talk about their intervention in our school systems and all those various things, which at the end of the day, it's agreements that were signed, whether it be with United Nations and all these various geopolitics agreements that we are involved in, and following the law is good. So if we have to integrate migrants and all those different things, and by law, based on agreements, we have to do that. What about by our constitution or by our MPs and ministers swearing in to do best for their people. Yeah. And this is a humanitarian thing, just like the migrants. And we can't deal with the humanitarian issues home, you know, and it's that bad, and it's we people, but we had to deal with the migrants. Boy, you go ahead, Lennox.
But what is sad this morning, because this morning's program seemed to be extremely comprehensive, but having a gravitation towards that slant and that the pendulum swing to the humanitarian aspect, because I think it was Mr. Tonapuna who mentioned the whole question of Dr. Rowley making a statement that is not your birthright to be served by the health system. And I think that was such an unfortunate statement, because Dr. Rowley, in his growing up, would have born in a hospital. Is he saying then that because based on what he's saying, is it that you can willy-nilly as a government, if you can't find the resources, abandon the Ministry of Health? Because that is the natural consequence, or should I say the logical corollary that one can draw from that statement. You see, you have to be very careful as to the statements that you are making. And Dr. Rowley continues with these faux pas and these, of course, insensitive statements that has no relationship with what the reality is and the intent of government. Because, I mean, here it is. I remember very distinctly when he said that we know of the government. What does he mean by that? And the government is there to serve the people, and the only purpose for a government through the electoral process is to serve the people. And is he saying then that the resources of the country that come as a consequence of taxes and other mechanism that would augment the treasury of the country, is it that it is for only the government or the cabinet of the country? What is he saying? And that is the difficulty with this fella. He comes across as a heartless, headless, should I say obtuse, and an absolute buffoon to be making these kinds of statements and you know that he doesn't know. He knows when it is convenient. He of course raises the issue along that line, and but it appears that he has a propensity, a predilection for evil and for making these kinds of very malicious and anti-humanitarian statements that really and truly, when you dig into it, it has to be a man that is heartless, hapless, hopeless, wicked, nasty, and dangerous. I mean, his most recent statements is living proof of that. How could you talk with respect to Guyana and the dollar in a situation where you are disappointed about the performance of the PNM? But you simply cannot do that, because what you have done in effect was to and it is contemporary. We don't know where it will go, but the businessmen who have found a way to get foreign exchange to service the larger market by far, Trinidad and Tobago, through the windfall of foreign exchange in Guyana, being operating in Guyana, a much smaller market, you actually would cause the Guyanese government to say, listen, we prohibit you from taking our foreign exchange to service the larger market by far, over 1.5 million people. Guyana hardly has 100,000 persons. And when the pendulum would have swung, or when the faces would have hit the fan, it's Trinidad and Tobago's population that would be, of course, at a disadvantage when the opportunity that was created by the businessmen to service Trinidad and Tobago, because of the lack of the availability of foreign exchange in Trinidad and Tobago, in spite of the reluctance and the denial of the Minister of Finance and other ministers for self-aggrandizement and illusionary statements for political, certainly their own political survival. But that is the reality. So it boils down to all of that. And I trust that the authorities in Tobago will take note of what transpired this morning on the ground report, and therefore do what is required. A smaller population, about 50-something thousand persons, 50,000 persons thereabout, and with, of course, a budget that is part and parcel of, should I say, a legal requirement. And whilst all is not perfect, but at least those kinds of exceptions that will, of course, reinforce and augment our humanity, and say that Trinidad and Tobago at least is not totally an unreal place, must now be triggered. Those are the areas of concerns that I would glean, and I commend that to the population at large. And when the callers are calling in, that they, of course, express their own concerns as far as these matters are concerned. We are, no doubt, apart from gravitating to our unreal state, a very barbaric and inhumane culture that is developing, and it has been triggered from the top, the very top. The head of the executive of this country, the highest executive office of the country, the prime ministerial office, is guilty and culpable of mushrooming and promoting and delivering this kind of barbaric conduct, attitude, and propensity to the national community, and that must stop. Go ahead, Andy.
Nice. You were great, my brother. You are composed enough to be able to explain. All information will be sent to Dr. Faith, my brother Fali, and to Convent Girl, not Convent Girl, they say. The Lysing, they say, the Lysing. The Truth Sing. Well, when that time reach, we gonna know if it's the Lysing, or if it's Convent Girl, or if it's the Truth Sing. We will know, because again, in every one of us, our actions will always talk for us. And that's why the actions of this government at this point in time ain't in no way the actions of this Rowley-led PNM government in any way. Listen to Mr. Malabar and all. That is life. That is how it is in this country. That is also the power of the media, whereby they could convince people to shoot themselves in their own foot. And they will shoot themselves in the foot because they believe and deem the people that look like them is for them and will do things in the best interest of them. But in real, the people that look like them would not do anything in the best interest of them. They will do things in the best interest of themselves and the 1% that continue to run this country through the PNM government. It is what it is. The 1% made up of many. The blacks in the 1% is some kind of thing within the 1%. It's real small. And then you will get the Chinese, the Caucasians. That's like Christian Mute them. Yeah, them Caucasians and them. Mix up a little bit with the Syrian, Lebanese background. And also a lot of big shot Indians, man. Yeah. The Indians are also part, of the 1%. But not as big as the minority. That's why they under pressure now. That's why middle class business is shutting down. Because the 1% want everything. That's how it is. Time check. It's 2 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Sorry about that. Coming up next, Rhea. And That's Not Love on a Monday here on 104.7 More FM. Thanks very much for locking on to us, giving us your ears, your homes, your hearts, and continue doing it and share it. Get more people on board. So the more we have on board is then we'll be able to make the stands that is necessary in order for we to have a better Trinidad and Tobago for all of we. Whether we here hard or curly, straight, whether we white, black or green, it must be about Trinidad and Tobagonians. About us. That motherland, fatherland, that thing going long time. Yeah, long time. PNM smart. They try to keep this and they're keeping this racial division to continue stay in power to feed the people. The people that's suffering under the PNM is supposed to be the PNM supporters. The people that need more attention, more help, the broken people is supposed to be the PNM supporters. And 8 years, the PNM ain't doing nothing to really and truly uplift the lives of their own supporters. But they get a lot of 1% of people rich. Why you suffer? Hey, remember all that catch up? School opening back just now. Oh boy, one child, you all have textbooks, stationaries, school books, uniforms. And then you remember on a daily basis, some of you may have to pay for transport or for Maxi to carry all the kids. But I don't know how you all doing it. But God is good, God is blessed. And strong will continue to do it. While the weak will continue to fall through the cracks. While a government supposed to put things in place to deal with that. Yeah, they're supposed to. But I don't know how you all are doing it, boy, Trinidad and Tobago. But keep the faith. Stay strong, God is good. And do whatever you have to do in order to survive and make your children survive. Always remember, election have consequences. Your decisions will play a very serious role in your lives and your kids' lives. Remember that. Everything are politics. The hair you wear, the shoes you wear, the gas you buy, things you bring in outside, the job you go in. So get involved. Change all the dynamics, man. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation, Lennox Smith on Facebook from 8 o'clock. I think my brother Mikey K say, well, alright, his time is changed. But still, always look out for the Corridor for the observers with our brother Mikey K on Gal the channel. Don't forget that at all. Right? Good people, all good people. Some people fighting and for the right thing. Always give them the support. Always. Rhea, sorry. Mr. Amar, sorry. Mrs. Amar, sorry. But until tomorrow morning, please God, on behalf of the Ground Report team, on behalf of 104, don't switch that dial at all. It is the #1 media house in this country that are fitting the fourth pillar of democracy in the way it's supposed to. That belly boy, them and all under pressure. But it is what it is. We are out of here. After the disclaimer, Rhea, you go ahead.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
August 31st at 6 p.m. Join the Independence Celebration at Kev's Bar